final discussion for the evening. And of course, we have some important news to discuss.
Canada. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. But of course, we're not going to start with Oh, Canada, because that is a Chelsea Manning story. What we are going to start with is what I like to call the fitting conclusion of our discussion this evening.
Oh, okay.
And we could have actually brought that up during the discussion.
About Mexico?
The Mexico Supreme Court rules criminalizing abortion is unconstitutional. I mean, my God.
And yet, those people, the Mexicans, the rapists, the druggies, or whatever. Yeah, so kudos to Mexico. Mexico had, oh God, here he comes, guys.
You know, I was talking the entire time about Mexico, and I told you the Mexicans, they don't understand anything. They don't understand that they are just they have legalized abortion.
So no, this is not what they've done yet. Mexico's Supreme Court has ruled.
They totally legalized.
No, they haven't.
They legalized.
They has ruled that it is unconstitutional to punish abortion as a crime. It is a landmark ruling, clears the way for legalization of abortion across the country. So this is, their Supreme Court, like our Supreme Court, they're not going to make it legal. They're going to decriminalize.
But do you understand what that means? Yeah. That means that every American who wants an abortion,
can
Mexico's going to pay for it. It's really great.
Well, you know what? Incredible. And wouldn't it be a lot easier for us to go there for access to abortion if there wasn't a big wall was built in the way?
We built a big, beautiful wall, but they can hop over the wall.
Let me tell you something, people. The irony of this is suffocating. So we're building a wall between us and Mexico, and yet women in this country are going to apparently over time have to be going to Mexico to have reproductive freedom.
It's incredible. We said that Mexico would pay for it. They're paying for it. It's really incredible. I believe me, when I told you I would take care of everything, people. And I told you I'd be back in 24. Look at what I did. Look what happened. We banned abortion. And now Mexico wants to give you abortion. So we're not even paying for it anymore.
And now
Mexico's going to pay for it. Really incredible.
So kudos, way to go, Mexico.
Really great Mexico. The Mexicans, I love the Mexicans.
Yeah.
They're tremendous people. They're great people.
Yeah. Go get your salsa.
Really,
that was Hillary with the hot sauce.
I just had to come in and let you know. Really great.
Okay, thank you. So then let's talk about how disappointed we are in our neighbors to the north. And I am very disappointed to say this. Everyone knows
Canada's been making a lot of
let me tell you,
mistakes.
Not impressed. They're also doing all sorts of things to privatize stuff that we admire them for not having privatized. But and it pains me because my best girl is from Canada, but Canada is seeking to block Chelsea Manning. And so this is really not a good situation that's going on here. So a tribunal hearing to determine her admissibility, meaning her legal ability to enter Canada, is scheduled to take place on October 7th. Their Immigration and Refugee Board, they're about to revisit the case. They're basically arguing that Miss Manning's past crimes render her too dangerous to be allowed into the country. The government's position is that she should be blocked on grounds of serious criminality. Thousands of people are turned away at the Canadian border for similar reasons each year because she's dangerous. This is the person, Chelsea Manning, who again, I'm a huge fan, is the person who we should be, again, building monuments to. So the fact that you guys want to keep her from coming there is disgusting. It's disgusting. I feel like very disgusted with our northern neighbors right now. I'm just saying.
Unfortunately,
Chelsea Manning's a hero.
Yes, Chelsea Manning is a hero.
She's a hero.
And that's something that neoliberal corporatism doesn't find to be heroic. They find it to be an inconvenience.
I can't fathom that anybody watching this doesn't know who Chelsea Manning is, but for anybody who doesn't, Chelsea Manning is she's very cool. I gotta say, like, I could get all like flushed because she did come on for my birthday, but Chelsea Manning is a techno data geek, basically, that exposed what our government was doing in killing civilians and what our military was doing killing civilians. She is the reason that Julian Assange was able to have that information for WikiLeaks. Yeah. Chelsea Manning served time for this. She's paid her dues more than ever necessary. She is a hero. And the fact that Canada is trying to keep her out because she's dangerous is absurd.
It is.
And so I don't know what the political background is to why they're doing this, but it is not because Chelsea Manning is dangerous.
No.
Anyway.
On a brighter note, we are seeing a true uprising in labor.
Yes.
And taking it to management. And so, as it turns out, as a lot of you guys know, and we did say at the time, that even when the Amazon warehouse workers in Bessemer, Alabama attempted to unionize and it failed. That was just the beginning.
It was suppressed.
They thought that they were going to stop it. No, what you actually ended up doing was now really opening up a can of worms because now people know that you cheated and now everybody's out for blood. And that's a good thing. So as it turns out, John Deere, the biggest tractor manufacturer in the United States, and kudos to them because they do make their stuff here in the States. Got to give them credit for that. But it looks like a huge strike is on the way.
10,000 production and warehouse workers for the farm equipment manufacturer John Deere will take a strike authorization vote on September 12th across 9 UAW locals in Iowa, Illinois, and Kansas. So this affects 3 states, 9 locals. This is a really big deal.
Oh, yes.
Strike authorizations at bargaining time are not unusual for John Deere workers, and they haven't struck in 35 years, but there are reasons now that this is looking like it could happen. So they've been having all sorts of issues like every other, working industry that we have here.
With the exception of Chicago, and Chicago's the 3rd biggest city in our country, Illinois is just as conservative as Iowa and Kansas. So when you have these really, heartland Midwestern bastions of conservatism and they have a labor movement growing, that's amazing.
But essentially, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they're screwing with their retirement.
Of course.
They're taking away their money that these people have worked for and put into the system and bargained for however many years ago that they did. And now they're trying to take away their retirement money. There's other issues too. There's a lot of things, but basically they're screwing them. And they're not going to have it. And good for them. So we will keep everybody posted on what happens September 12th with that. But I think, again, I would love to be traveling around the country in like a camper, just attending all these union protests and walking with them, because this is really important.
And on that note, our final story of the evening.
And I'd like to point out, again, not a Jew. She's not a Jew.
Definitely not.
Heather Bresch, not a Jew.
Definitely not.
And yet has the same devil horn features, and I did give her the whole sinister face that I have applied to my congresswoman. So it's not anti-Semitic. And what's really funny is that in Judaism, there is no devil. So to even think that that's an anti-Semitic thing is just kind of like really weird.
That was just an excuse. That was just an excuse.
Obviously. So anyway, this goes towards the price gouging industry of big pharma. And this is a nice link between that and Senator Joe Manchin. So
nepotism, of course, is one of the most dangerous animals we have in politics. Everybody likes to harp on the obviously the Trumps and, of course, the Bidens. But that's only scratching the surface. This is a problem. This is a systemic problem. It's been going on for a long, long time. And, of course, Heather Bresch, and shout out to Ryan Grimm, chief editor of The Intercept, who did write this article.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a lot of the nihilistic left, because that's their name now. You are the nihilistic left. You earned it.
I just think we should stop calling them left. They're just nihilists.
Okay, so the nihilist movement, they want to. They take orders from their leader to
just don't go there.
To cast out Ryan Grimm.
But Ryan Grimm wrote a great piece.
Great piece.
Do you want to talk about it?
Heather Bresch is the former president and CEO of the drug maker Mylan. Worked directly with CEO of Pfizer to keep prices of the company's EpiPen product artificially high. That's price fixing, price gouging.
And this did happen a while ago. Like this was something with the EpiPens. This is not a surprise. It went from like $100 to $600.
$700.
$700.
But here's the thing.
Here's the new thing.
There's a paper trail.
Right.
So as it turns out, Bresch literally is in hot water to the extent that among the documents is an email on behalf of Bresch, who is the daughter of Senator Joe Manchin, surprise, to her counterpart at Pfizer, then CEO Ian Reed. In the email sent in January of 2011, Bresch confirms a previous discussion with Reed in which she says that the two agreed that as part of the deal, Pfizer would disinvest or divest from its EpiPen competitor, Adrenaclick. That is market cornering, another illegal tactic. Eliminating its main competitor would then allow Mylan to continue raising its prices.
So basically, Joe Manchin's daughter is a
crook.
Is a price gouging corporate whore.
This is a violation of the Sherman Act. Now, this may be the attorney, but I study enough to understand the basic merits of the law. And the Sherman Act basically is the law that is in place to avoid market cornering and price fixing.
And we're so past that in so many industries right now. Like, we need to take that. Like, we've let that go so far.
Unfortunately, we live in a world today where you got to catch them red.
But this is a life and death thing. This isn't like when we're talking about social media monopolies, and I think that's all ridiculous too. But those are not life and death issues. This EpiPen, for people who need that, it's their life. And the fact that they're price gouging, like, if you want to do, like, again, I am not against capitalism for non-essential things. If you want to charge a lot of money for some ridiculous gadget that people don't really need and they're willing to pay for it, have at it. Rip them off. Bring it on.
But again, this speaks to the bigger issue here, and this is why we are fierce advocates for Medicare for All through a single-payer universal healthcare system. If you had it, this would not exist.
No.
You would not be able to corner the market because prices will be able to be negotiated through a government-funded system.
Right. See, that's what people don't understand. Our government, it's so interesting. They're actually supposed to be protecting us from that industry, right? Like, their job is to be protecting us from price gouging. That's their job.
This is a concept of limited government because, unfortunately, the conservative right, they're actually not that smart. It just so happens that, unfortunately, both parties are bought off, so they don't actually frame the
I mean, you do realize
properly.
Other countries don't allow their businesses to screw over their people like this.
Everybody always references the Meghan and Harry interview where people in the UK were aghast.
They could not believe the pharmaceutical commercials.
My goodness.
Don't do it. Please don't do it. Please just don't do it. Okay? Just don't. See, the crown season is going to be coming up again.
Oh, that's too bad.
I love that.
But the point is, we have a for-profit healthcare system.
It's a problem, people. It's a problem.
That is why this happens.
And
this is all connected. This is all connected.
So,
and do you really think that she wouldn't be in federal prison right now if it wasn't for her father?
Well, and no. Do you think she'd have that job in the first place if it weren't for her father? And do you think that the legislation would be with the They work in tandem. They work together. That's how it happens.
The mother's involved as well.
It's all, look, it's disgusting. And these people are criminals.
The worst part about the story, the worst part of it all, is that not only did Heather Bresch get a severance package of $37.5 million, this company, Mylan, is based in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Oh my God.
They just shut the doors and 1,400 jobs were just eliminated, meaning that if we're really being realistic on what a nuclear family looks like, that's about 5,000 families who have now had their lives ruined.
And let's remember that West Virginia is like the poorest state.
It is the poorest state in the country.
These are people that are just living in a condition that most people on the coast can't even fathom.
No.
And this woman gets a $38 million golden parachute in a place where people are eating mud patties. It's just
at the point now where
they really need to big builder moats, because I got to tell you, to people like this Heather Bresch or whatever, I'd be concerned for my safety.
I would too.
I would. And you know what? It was sort of like that thing at the Wilton Manors parade when Debbie was all thinking that it was an assassination attempt against her, which is ludicrous. But it's the concept of when you really feel that you're such a crappy person that people would be trying to kill you, you might want to examine that.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of somebody wanting to kill me is, if that came to mind as my first response at being in a car accident, that somebody was attempting to kill me, I'd question my life choices. I'm just saying. And that goes, this woman, I hope you've got a big moat, sweetheart, because I feel like it is our job to facilitate and fan the flames of everybody coming after you, and not in a physical way. I am not inciting riot.
Where are the legislators in the Democratic Party basically telling Joe Manchin, you are going to get in line with the PRO Act and the reconciliation bill, or your daughter is going to federal prison?
They'll never do that. I wish they would, but they'll never do that. Because the truth is, if they were to do that to her, then it's like
it's open season for everybody.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you guys, it's just a question of when the first domino falls, because that's what it's going to take. It takes one domino and then everybody gets inspired.
Let it be that corporate crone.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description.
Peace out.